Everybody thinks when their RV's fridge stops cooling, it's because they have a refrigerant leak. Here is the super quick and easy test that anybody can do that doesn't require any special know-how, any special tools. Again, anyone can do this. That'll tell you if this is the case for you. If you don't know me, hi, hello, my name is Emily. I am a certified RV repair tech, and this is RV Repair Woman. All you're gonna do to see if your fridge has a refrigerant leak is perform the see, smell, hear test. First step, you're gonna head to the back of your fridge and you're gonna open up the back panel. This panel here usually just comes off with 2 clips. You turn them and then this whole panel comes off. Once that panel is open, you are going to look for a yellow dye. This is a dye that they put in the refrigerant of your fridge to help detect leaks. If you see a bright neon powdery dye anywhere in that back compartment, you have a refrigerant leak. There's no other way that that powdery dye got there. But sometimes that crack happens somewhere higher up in the pipes where you can't immediately see it. This is where the smell and the hear component of the see, smell, hear test come in. So we're going to try to smell for ammonia. Ammonia is one of the 4 main ingredients in the refrigerant of your absorption style fridge. It's hydrogen, sodium chromate, ammonia, and water, and ammonia has the strongest smell. If you don't know what ammonia smells like, it's occasionally put in cleaning products, like some Windex. If your Windex has a really strong smell, it's most likely ammonia. And so if you're randomly getting a really strong cleaning product smell out of your fridge and you didn't clean it recently, very good sign that you have a refrigerant leak. And then the final step of the see, smell, hear test is to listen for a gurgling noise. The backs of these fridges should be near silent when they're running. If you have it on gas, you'll hear the like of the flame burning. But if you put it on electric, it should be silent back there. This guy shouldn't be making any noise. If you put your ear to the back of the fridge and it sounds like a babbling brook, like bloop, 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 going down, that's a sign you have a refrigerant leak. That means that air has gotten into the pipes. The only way for air to get in is for refrigerant to have came out. So those are the 3 things you are going to do if you think you have a refrigerant leak. You're going to look for the yellow dye, you're going to smell for ammonia, and you're going to listen for a gurgling noise. Any one of those things tells you you have a refrigerant leak in your fridge of your RV. If you don't think you have a refrigerant leak because you just did the see, smell, hear test and it came back negative, skip to this point in the video and I'll tell you what your next step should be. If you do have a leak in your cooling unit, I personally would stop using that fridge immediately. Remember when I said that the refrigerant was made up of 4 ingredients? Do you remember when I said one of them was hydrogen, like what we put in the Hindenburg balloon? Yes, that hydrogen is in relatively small amounts. Yes, hydrogen likes to float and would float away from the flame, but honestly, I just don't like taking that chance, okay? I would turn that fridge off. I don't like hydrogen getting out and potentially getting near my stove, which look is right next to the fridge, or to the flame that is in the back of the fridge when you're running it on gas. So personally, if it was me, as soon as I realized that my fridge has a refrigerant leak, I'm gonna stop using that fridge. And I got more bad news. Unfortunately, there is no good way to solve refrigerant leaks in these absorption style fridges. You are either looking at replacing the back guts of the fridge. So this whole front portion would stay the same, but we would remove all of the cooling unit, all of those back guts, and replace them. Or you're looking at replacing the entire fridge. Usually then people ask me which option is cheaper. It's not always cut and dry. Replacing just the cooling unit is usually a cheaper part, but it's more labor intensive. And labor is expensive, but replacing the whole fridge is also a relatively big project and is also expensive. Unfortunately, you're looking at an expensive solution. I really wish I had better news, but don't shoot the messenger, okay? You did the diagnosis yourself, okay? You didn't have to pay someone like me to come out and tell you this. So congratulations, you skipped that step. I always get people in my comments, so I'll address it here. There are a very, 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 very small number of techs out there that can fix these cooling units properly. Very small number. If you are currently somewhere that has a very high number of RVers, maybe you can find one of them, like if you're in Texas, maybe there's a chance, but that is a very niche skill to do properly. They have to remove all of the refrigerant out of the system safely, find the leak, weld it up, and be able to get the refrigerant back in. That's not something that your average tech who's just booping around in a truck with a screwdriver and a multimeter is going to be able to do for you. Usually those people are very specialized. I'm going to say like 95% of the time, and that's probably a low ball, you're looking at either replacing the cooling unit or replacing the fridge. If you do not see that yellow dye, smell ammonia, or hear a gurgling noise, and your fridge still will not cool, here's what I want you to do. You're going to stay in that back access panel for your fridge, and you are going to remove this panel here, or at least look behind it. Be careful, things might be hot. Okay, that panel usually just comes off with a couple screws. Removing that panel should reveal a tube, okay? The panel in the tube might be on the left side of the fridge or the right, depending on your make and model, but I promise it's there somewhere if you have an absorption style fridge. Very carefully now, if the fridge has been on and running for an extended period of time, this tube should be hot, like very hot. If that tube is getting hot, like don't want to touch it hot, but your fridge is not getting cool, that is usually another sign that you have a refrigerant leak. Things you can look into to help with your fridge cooling is, one, look to see how hot it is outside. These fridges are very dependent on the outside temperature. If it's above 85 degrees and the rise in temperature correlated with your fridge not cooling properly, that's a pretty good sign that it might just be too hot for your fridge to work. You can also look into adding fans to push more air along the back of your fridge. They make little fan kits. Look to see if that's going to help you. If you're somewhere for an extended period of time and they will let you, check with whatever park you're staying at. I have seen people throw like big box fans right at this compartment to just shove as much air along the back of their fridge as they can. But all of the electrical happening in and around your fridge, whether you have it on electric or gas, is just trying to get that tube hot. Okay? That's the whole goal. Once that tube is hot, it's just a bunch of chemical reactions happening. It's sort of out of our hands at that point. The one thing we can control is getting that tube nice and hot. However, if the fridge has been running for a while and it's not cooling, and you go to touch that tube and it is not getting hot, that's actually a really good sign that whatever's wrong with your fridge is way easier to fix than replacing the whole cooling unit or replacing the fridge, okay? That's actually a really good indication that something in your fridge is not working electrically, like some signal isn't getting to where it should, because all of the signals are just there to try to get that tube hot. If you would like, you can head over to rvrepairwoman.com/fridges. I've got a whole course that costs way less than what tech is going to charge to come out and talk to you. And I'll walk you through step by step how to test every part of the electrical and the gas of your fridge to figure out why that tube isn't getting hot. If you're interested in that, the link's in the description. If you want to keep roaming through YouTube and hoping to find the answer, that's also an option for you too. I'm just trying to give you a shortcut. But I hope this helps someone out there. I hope your fridge doesn't have a refrigerant leak. And in the meantime, this has been RV Repairwoman. You got this.